Do you think Baker Mayfield, my guy, Baker Mayfield, is a top 10 quarterback?
No, I don't. Let me take some of the spice off of this so I don't create a Kwame Brown situation. I do not want the spice coming back at me from Baker Mayfield.
You can handle Baker, though.
I don't know. I don't know. You know I don't like to fight, and I can't fight, so Baker's winning so far. Let me say this for real. When you ask me, just general, we hanging out, is Baker Mayfield a top 10 quarterback? I start to think, he's teenish, if not top 10. Mm-hmm. But then I got to do my homework. I got to do my analysis. Fair. I start looking at this list, and I start saying by name, not by number, by name, is Baker Mayfield a top 10 quarterback? Then I say no. Justin Herbert is not in the top 10. Justin Herbert, to me, already is better than Baker Mayfield. Say what you want about it. I'll tell you why. Because Baker Mayfield is Mr. Consistently Inconsistent. Here's the thing that really keeps Baker Mayfield out of my love affair in terms of the quarterback position. There are three great abilities to a coach. What's the first greatest ability to a coach?
You want to go availability?
No, ability.
Okay.
You ain't on my team. How about this? We won't have you on my team if you're not good enough. Second one is availability. Once you're on the team, are you going to be on the field? Mm-hmm. Okay. And the last one is, since you're on the team and you're on the field, reliability. I got to know I could trust you. And that's my issue with Baker Mayfield. I'm not so certain I could trust Baker Mayfield. He was not the driver of that team last year. That team was driven by all pros and pro bowlers up front, tight end position, wide receiver position, dynamic duo in the running game. That drove this bus. So when you say top 10 to me that means who's the bus drivers of their team. And for that reason alone, I'm trying to strip away the spice unless you force me to. Mm-hmm. I don't see Baker Mayfield as a top 10 quarterback.
I respect it, big dog. That was a spiceless take, and I respect you for it. It's like when I went to Thanksgiving at my white friend's house. The food was aight, but it had no seasoning.
Man, don't do that.
It's true. I'm not going to say whose house I was at. They play in the league. They steal my dog. I'll tell you off camera. Real talk, you're going to be so disappointed. Dan
Orlovsky. Oh, no,
so disappointed. He don't do season either. Anyway.
He's stupid.
Baker Mayfield is a top 10 quarterback, but I have to be honest, he is at 10. Y'all know how much I love me some Baker Mayfield. I love me some Baker Mayfield. He is top 10, but he is at 10. Let me preface with the why. Y'all know I'm a realist. Even when I give my own bias in my takes, I can't stray too far from reality. And the reality is this. You can be salutatorian at your high school. You can be valedictorian at your high school. But like Marcellus Wiley has said plenty of times, and I've never disagreed with, eventually you have to take a standardized test.
Yep.
And eventually you have to be compared to the rest of the country. See, at your high school, in regards to Baker Mayfield, he's the best thing that's ever walked through the hallways of the Cleveland Browns, at least since 1988, 1989, at the quarterback position. Best thing that's ever walked through the halls. Better than Brady Quinn, better than Tim Couch, better than Johnny Manziel, better than Robert Griffin, better than Brandon Weeden, better than Colt McCoy. They're walking through them halls. Baker Mayfield looks good. But eventually, he got to take that standardized test. And when he takes that standardized test and looks at Aaron Rodgers, when he looks at Patrick Mahomes, when he looks at Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, when he looks at Josh Allen, So as I look at it, I keep Baker Mayfield at 10. However, Matt Ryan got to get the boot. And Ryan Tannehill is coming in exchange. Can we look at the top 10 list? I love the list. My primary difference for this block is Ryan Tannehill is ahead of Baker Mayfield instead of Matt Ryan. Here is why I will explain, and then I'm done with this lap, Marcellus Wiley.
Okay.
I look at, can all the quarterbacks ahead of Baker Mayfield do what Baker Mayfield is doing in Cleveland? I can find 9 quarterbacks that can do what Baker Mayfield is doing in Cleveland. I do not believe Justin Herbert could. That's why I would disagree.
You want to go here?
No, sir.
That segment.
No, sir.
All right,
I have lived in L.A. and I have lived in Cleveland. It's much easier to succeed in L.A. in any occupation, in any profession, unless you are a snow shoveler, than it is to succeed in Cleveland.
It's easier to focus in Cleveland, though.
You'd be depressed, though. You'd be depressed.
Damn.
Very depressed.
Like that?
So it's like that. So with that being said, the quarterbacks, there are 9 quarterbacks ahead of Baker Mayfield that can do in Cleveland what he is doing. He is a top 10 quarterback, but he is sitting right there at number 10.
That's That's you loving where you used to be. I know you have a lot of self-hate, so Dallas, sorry. Philly, not anymore. Cleveland, you're next. But right now, you're holding on. That's why he's at 10. You're holding on. Me, I don't give a damn. I don't care where I live, where I've been. If it is the truth, it's going to come out of my mouth. Public Enemy said what I feel about Baker Mayfield. Can't trust him. No. You can't trust this dude. Matthew Stafford is better than Baker Mayfield. He's not in the top 10. Oh, we got quiet. Justin Herbert is a reach for you, but not for me. But it's premature.
Does Stafford have a playoff win, sir?
No, he doesn't. Wait. Okay. See? That's Aaron Rodgers' job. Chill. Okay. You got the bachelor. Let me go over here and get my spice out now because Acho want to clown me. Baker Mayfield, when he takes standardized tests against all these other big-name quarterbacks, becomes a Prop 48. We all know what Prop 48s are. Freshman year, bruh, study a little more. You ain't playing this year. Because look at Baker Mayfield. I'm just going to hit y'all with nugget after nugget and make y'all understand what I'm talking about. Outside of playing against the Cincinnati Bengals in Baker Mayfield's career, he is 18-21 against other teams. He's bottom feeding, brother. He's feasting off of the bottom of the fish tank. Leave that alone. Let's talk about Baker Mayfield. Last year, his great year. Everybody telling me, oh, Baker Mayfield, top 10. Only 5 quarterbacks had a worse completion percentage than Baker Mayfield last year. Want to hear some of them names? No, you don't. Drew Lock. He around Drew Lock. What the hell are you doing around Drew Lock and you top 10? He around Carson Wentz last year. Carson Wentz, etc. I ain't going to disparage all these names. But the point is, Baker Mayfield shouldn't be in the company of that and then try to claim he top 10, or at least you. Baker Mayfield last year, yards per game. You know who had more than him? He was right there with Nick Mullins, Gardner Minshew, and Drew Lock. I guess they boys. They're besties, as Kwame Brown would say. Baker Mayfield has only thrown for 300 or more yards in 2 of the 18 games last year.
Don't ask about Lamar Jackson then.
I'm not going to ask because he does something. I'm not going to ask him where he lives so I can see his unanimous MVP trophy either. Talking about a playoff win. Boy, stop. Last but not least, over the last 3 seasons, only Jared Goff has had more giveaways than Baker Mayfield. 3 seasons. And only Jameis Winston has had more interceptions than Baker Mayfield. Top 10? Really? Okay. And I'm just going to pass it right now because I don't want to give too much spice.
I'm ready like Steph Curry.
I want you to digest it.
Here's what we cannot do. Here's what I cannot tolerate you to do as a friend, as a brother, as a confidant.
Restats.
Is this.
What?
Don't eliminate a sample size from Baker Mayfield and then regurgitate his stats. If you take away the Bengals, Baker is only 18.
I hate when I do that. I hate when you do that.
Because
you're right.
Dak Prescott's 19-6 against the NFC East. Dak Prescott has a career 42-27 record. Career 42-27. If you take away the bottom-feeding NFC East, Dak Prescott's 23-21. So anybody Marcellus can take away the bottom feeders to try to skew something. So that's what we're not going to do.
Okay.
We're also not going to punish Baker Mayfield for starting games.
Punish?
Yeah, because you said Baker Mayfield has the 3rd most picks behind Jared Goff and Jameis Winston. Well, maybe if Dak didn't get hurt, he might be in that conversation.
Maybe. Oh, that's where we live now? Yeah, that's where you moved to? You moved to Mayfield?
You going to punish a player for playing?
Did you move to Mayfield? No, I'm punishing you for how you played, damn it. Nobody told you to go out there and be right by Jameis Winston, second to Jameis Winston, the interceptions. 3 years. I'm not talking about just... That's including his great year last year. Bro, I ain't done with this dude. Since entering the league, 29th in completion percentage, 26th in passer rating. If there's one stat that everyone wants to say aggregates what a quarterback is, it's passer rating. He's 26. Seriously, theatrics aside.
Okay.
If you're 26 in your overall rating, how the hell are you top 10, Acho?
Because when we talk about the greatest field goal kickers of all time, what is kicking a field goal? Kicking a field goal is a specialty act. We weigh, where did they play? Did they play inside a dome? Did they play outside? Did they play in the cold? When you talk about the quarterback position, because the quarterback position is a specialty act, you factor in where did they play. So when you're talking about passer rating, when you're talking about completion percentage, now I'm coming back to where is Baker Mayfield playing? Duh, it's easier to be Matthew Stafford and play inside a dome. To be Matt Ryan and play against the Saints, that's in the South, the Bucks, that's in Tampa, or the Falcons inside a dome. But you, Baker Mayfield, where you got to go? You got to travel to Cincinnati, a couple hours down the road, about 4 hours away from Cleveland, still in Ohio. You got to go to Baltimore. That ain't warm. You got to go to Pittsburgh, or you have to stay right next to that lake effect snow where you are playing. Sail.
Oh, it's so tough.
No. But what we're not going to do is this.
What we at?
We got to act like we understand where Baker Mayfield is.
You told me in the beginning to stop respecting that.
Yes.
You got to take the standardized test.
But you
ACT.
But you have
SAT.
to understand where he is. That's why you keep him in the top 10. What do they do, big dog, when you go to college? You know this because you went to Columbia over the likes of UCLA, over the likes of USC, over the likes of everywhere else.
I went to USC. Take that USC part out. But UCLA, Alabama.
They do this. Sure. They say, what was your SAT?
Yes.
What was your ACT?
Yes.
Or what do they also ask?
GPA.
What was your GPA?
Yeah.
Because they also factor in what did you do and where did you do it.
Yeah.
I'm not completely turning a blind eye to what Baker Mayfield is doing where he is doing it, but they factor in the SAT, standardized. But they also say, hey, big dog, what did you do and where were you doing it? Because Baker Mayfield is the valedictorian of the Cleveland Browns when it comes to the quarterback position.
Oh, I don't want to do this.
So what is he doing and where is he doing it?
Really? And then the one that they respect the least is your GPA because they're like, we ain't never took a student from that sorry, dumbass high school. And and Baker Mayfield, you got a high GPA.
You hear this, man?
Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Yes. If you don't live by objective standards in this world, the world going to slap you in the face with a harsh reality.
Can I tell you in story form?
Story form, then let me just slide somebody in this top 10 and we could dip.
No, I'm going to tell you in story form because now you got me hyped. I left. See, I'm so glad you were not a college counselor at St. Mark's School of Texas where I went to high school. I'm so glad because I wouldn't have accomplished anything in life. Let me tell you why. I'm at this school with a student who scored a, true story, perfect on the SAT and a perfect on the ACT. One of 180 students in the nation to do so. His name is Jake Vandermeer. So I'm graduating with a kid named Jake Vandermeer. He currently is an executive director of exotic derivatives of trading at Morgan Stanley. That's him.
I like him already.
I was an idiot at that school.
That's on you.
Because compared to him, who scored a perfect on the SAT and ACT, I was convinced I was dumb. But then I left that school of the excellent and I realized, wait a second, your boy kind of smart. Because when you actually look at what I was doing compared to the masses, I realized, your boy kind of smart. Marcellus, Wiley, you got to do the same thing with Baker Mayfield. Stop comparing Baker Mayfield to Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, and then you will too realize what I realized.
Justin Herbert.
Baker Mayfield kind of a baller.